The final day of baseball before the All-Star break. The Sox trying to complete this homestand in a winning way against Kansas City in the rubber match of 3. Thanks for joining us once again. Jason Benetti, Steve Stone along with you. Hawk Harrelson is under the weather today. The Sox offensively this homestand have been up and down. However, Tim Anderson has been consistent.
Tim's whole game has really picked up. He's playing better defense, and he's starting to hit the baseball with consistency. We'll take another look. In this homestand, spanning 4 games, Tim has hit safely in all of them. Hitting .246, 13 home runs. He's stealing a whole lot of bases this year, and hopefully he continues that trend into the second half. Things are getting a whole lot better for him on the defense. He's making some outstanding plays. He's also really improved the backhand. That was a big factor, but now it looks pretty solid.
Last time out on the road trip, Lucas Giolito was fantastic. He's been very good against the Royals, trying to keep that rolling.
Hopefully Lucas can throw like he did last time out, because he got everything over the plate, especially his straight change. In Houston, the Astros are a very good ball club. And yet Lucas took it in the 8th inning, gave up only 3 hits, a couple of earned runs. But the most important part was getting the secondary stuff over the plate. We know he can get the fastball over. Now he's using the 2-seam a bit more. His mound opponent, Birch Smith. This is just his second start of the year. He was working out of the bullpen. He's not overwhelming, as that ERA would indicate. But Kansas City hoping they don't have to go too deep in the bullpen today. And Lucas hoping to continue his good times against the Royals. He's 2-0, looking for the 3rd win.
And good news on the Sox lineup card as well. Yoan Moncada, after that scary knee situation yesterday, he was hit in the knee with a ball. He is in the top spot of the order this afternoon. So Moncada is back. Sox and Royals. Game number 3 coming up.
Sports Chicago is brought to you in part by Toyota. Tested, trusted, Toyota. Toyota, let's go places. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Illinois. Through it all. By Lexus, who encourages you to experience amazing. And by Miller Lite, the original light beer. Miller Lite, hold true.
It's a hot one at the ballpark today, Sunday afternoon baseball between the Royals and the White Sox. Thanks for joining us. He's Steve Stone. I'm Jason Benetti. Layla Rahimi is downstairs on the field. We'll hear from her shortly. And again, Hawk Harrelson is under the weather. So you're stuck with me for one more day.
No problem. Just if you can get this over quickly, that would be really nice. Sox win 8.5 innings and out the door at 246.
Burley's not here. So it might be a little dicey.
246 is reasonable.
Okay, we'll aim for it. I'll let everybody know in the next 2 minutes before the first pitch. All right, so Ned Yost has this starting lineup, and it's brought to you by the Webb Auto Group. Whit Merrifield at the top, so dangerous, 4 for 8 in the series. Bonifacio has driven in a grand total of 5 in the series. Moustakas, Perez, Duda, Orlando, Gordon, Mondesi, and Butera behind the plate.
Our defensive setup. And that's how the Sox will line them up under UI Health and Ricky Renteria. It's Daniel, Adam, and Leuri in the outfield left to right with Yolmer, Tim, Yohan, and Matt in the infield. Kevin Smith gets a nod behind the plate, and our Lexus Experience amazing starting pitcher is Lucas Giolito. Fresh off a fine start against the Astros in Houston, on for his 19th start. It's 5.8 ERA, a touch above 6.5. There you look at the rest of the numbers with walks and strikeouts, even at 57 each. Umpires for the game this afternoon. Chad Whitson has the plate. The crew chief Mike Winters at first. Tim Timmons is at second, and Adam Hammery is at third base. So a beautiful day for baseball. The wind blowing very gently at this point. Probably, if anything, out to left center field, but negligible as far as the effect is going to be concerned on this game.
Well, it's the last day before the All-Star break. Sox will be back in action on Friday in Seattle, but it is time for a mini vacation for most of these guys, whether or not they'll go home, stay in Chicago, a mixed bag there. But for everybody in Major League Baseball, well-deserved time off.
And the 4 days are a chance. Look, if you're having a good year, then you try to keep it going. You think about what you did in the first half of the season, and then you try to replicate it in the second half. If you had a very bad first half, then you try to wash it away, going out like it's the beginning of the year when you come back on Thursday or Friday, depending on what team you play for. And then you try to pick it up with what you have left. And again, we've got the trade deadline looming. We're ready to play baseball. Take it away, Jason.
Steve, thank you. Ready to go on a hazy Sunday with sunshine gleaming and Whit Merrifield with a foul ball. At 1:11, we're underway this afternoon. Game number 95 of the season for the Sox. 87 degrees at game time. Wind is 7 miles an hour officially from Bob Rosenberg, the best official scorer in this building today.
Well, he's in the top 2, certainly.
I'll grant you that. Yeah, good hedge.
And I saw him before the game. He looks peppy. He looks like he's ready to go. Nobody can score like Bob when he's at the top of his game, which is about 8% of the time.
The slice of the pie for when people recover a wallet. The give it back slice is Bob's 8%. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Lucas Giolito last time against the Houston Astros, he was very good. He threw mostly fastballs. The changeup showed its face 25 times.
That was really the best part of that outing, the fact that he went to the changeup quite a bit, got it over the plate.
So in his last start with that changeup, his whiff rate was 27%. In his 2 starts prior to that, he had not gotten a swing and a miss on his changeup.
Well, that was a good change that he just threw to Merrifield, who fouled it off. So he didn't get the swing and a miss, but he threw it in a good spot.
1-2. Still 1-2 on Merrifield, and you see what the Astros did against those pitches from Giolito. They were 1 for 8 against the sinker, 1 for 7 against the changeup. Did not get a hit on his four-seam fastball.
And the curveball he threw infrequently in that one.
One ball and 2 strikes on Merrifield. That one breaks sharply, low and away, 2-2. So Whit Merrifield, 29 years old, about maybe 27 years older than that young one. One of the best leadoff guys in baseball statistically this year. 3-2. His on-base percentage as a leadoff man is about 400, which is 7th in baseball for guys batting at the top of the card. He's an underappreciated guy considering the season Kansas City's having.
Well, I think the last couple of years have been tough on the Royals and tough to get a whole lot of pub from Kansas City unless you're just tearing up the league. And Merrifield is among the best.
Time for Old Dominion bringing his best, and it is Whit Merrifield, who in his last 15 games has 9 multi-hit efforts. 6 doubles, 27 total hits. Another foul ball. It's going to be a double-figure pitch at bat.
Yeah, this is really what you didn't want to see as the first hitter of the game because, number one, it slows you up, also slows the game up, and it's hard to keep your rhythm. It's hard to get your rhythm and then keep it when you're working slowly, and this is a protracted at bat.
Ball 4, Merrifield draws the walk. Don Cooper's already sweating. Literally, not figuratively. It's just a leadoff walk.
Well, he goes out there and watches his starting pitcher as he gets finished up with his outing. So it's a long walk out, long walk back, and a humid day. Merrifield can and will run.
He broke. Then he went back. This ground ball could be 2. No.
Well, Merrifield started to take off and then thought better of it. It's a good thing he didn't because it would have been difficult to get either out. As it was, they almost turned 2. Good play by Tim. And a throw back a little tardy at first base.
Very little bit, but probably can't pull the trigger on the review in batter number 2.
No, I wouldn't think that would be a good plan.
1 on, 1 out, and Moustakas, who's 0 for 8 in the series. Yesterday, a ground ball to second, 2 flyouts. The day before, he hit 3 air outs and reached on an error. Don't expect to have too many walks out of this Kansas City lineup because they are dead last in baseball in walks by a team's hitters, 238 this year.
They swing early in a count. They swing often. And walking a few of these guys is really a chore.
Well, they didn't walk all day yesterday. They walked 3 times in the opener. As Giolito, as we told you in our open, has had a very nice season against Kansas City and a very nice career against the Royals. Sox right now are 5 games clear of Kansas City in 4th place in the Central. Cleveland's lead at 7.5. Opening play today, the day before the All-Star break. 1-2. Line foul. Well, Cleveland hasn't exactly shaken Minnesota yet, and it's more about the Indians than it is the Twins.
Well, as we get closer to trading deadline, you would think that the Indians especially would go out and get some bullpen help. There are probably some other things they feel that they need, but a bullpen arm is essential, because they don't know when they're going to get Andrew Miller back or how he's going to be when they get him back. They do know that it's a lot of pressure on Allen.
Well, especially considering we've seen them fluctuate those 7th and 8th spots in the bullpen quite a bit this year. They may go out and get 2 guys.
Well, they certainly could use a quality left-hander, and you always need a right-handed setup man.
"16 pitches for Giolito already here in the first. 3 batters in. Another foul ball.
Well, as if to illustrate the point, Cleveland's bullpen is second worst in the league. 5.32 ERA. Only Kansas City's is worse. They're 5.33. But the Indians, if they're going to go deep in the playoffs, they've got to get that bridge to Allen. And the only way to do that, seemingly, is to go out and acquire somebody. And they've got enough good young players where they're probably able to do that.
So if you wanted 2 strike foul balls, you came to the right place. Kansas City is proving to be very difficult to dispatch for Lucas, who, again, we told you in that last game against Houston, the swings and misses were up with certain pitches for him, and trying to figure out how to get rid of Moustakas. 1-2. Two balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Bonifacio at first. That's ball 3, up and out. Payoff will have to wait. Bonifacio dives back.
Salvi Perez in the on-deck circle. You would think that they would be running with Bonifacio, trying to stay out of the double play.
Another throw to first. He hops back in. Well, for Lucas, his first start of the year came against this Kansas City team. It was bitter cold at Kauffman Stadium as the season started in March this year. 6 innings, 4 hits, 3 earned runs, and it opened with the first 4 batters reaching in that game. A single, a hit batter, and a couple of walks, and now 2 walks in this first inning, which has been the story of the season for Lucas. As the first inning has been thorny, and then once you get past there, especially recently, he's had some nice outcomes.
Now you got a guy that will swing at just about everything, and if he hits the ball on the ground, he is the ideal double play target. Grounded into 14 of them this year. Nobody else on this team is even in double figures in grounding into double plays.
Well, that's how Giolito got out of the first inning in Houston with a Yuli Gurriel double play. This to left field on a line. Polka slides and cannot make the play. They're going to go ahead and send Bonifacio, and that was a very bad idea. Wow, he was getting to third as Polka was loading up the throw, and good night, sweetheart.
You got to believe that you can hold this thing up right here. You can't send it. The reason is any kind of throw off to Yomer, and he's out by a long shot. Jersley actually sent him after he saw Polka come up with the ball, and he's out by plenty.
Yeah, no, can't.
And that'll help you get out of the inning.
Especially consider, we've talked about this before, you consider the pitcher that you're dealing with and the results you've seen so far. He's walked 2 of your guys, so there's a chance you're constructing a big inning.
Well, as it turned out, the gamble was lost badly.
That's not to say Lucas was going to walk 4 more guys, but when there has been some control trouble, that has to be part of your calculus, right?
Well, I'm all for aggressiveness, but you need selective aggressiveness. And in that case, if one of the throws are bad, you can send them. Or if the ball's juggled in left, you send them. But when it's handled cleanly and you still have the option whether to send them or go, sometimes you make the wrong choice.
One and 2 on Duda, who has been a big strikeout guy, especially in the last week and a half. 1 and 2. 19 strikeouts his last 9 games.
And so far, Lucas has not been able to get either the curve or the slider over the plate to go with that sinker and fastball.
Throw to second. That was the type of play that saw Moncada get hit with the ball yesterday, and good to see Yoan back in the lineup today, considering how he went down in yesterday's game. Two balls, 2 strikes. What does the abundance of 2-strike foul balls say to you?
Lucas doesn't have his good stuff yet, because if he does have his good stuff, they're not going to foul those back. They're going to put him in play, or he's going to throw it by him.
2 and 2. Close pitch, 3 balls, 2 strikes. Can that come? How often does that come after a first inning where you don't feel it?
Oh, it could come out next inning and have just wonderful stuff. I mean, he did that in Houston. Hopefully this will mirror that one.
3 balls, 2 strikes. Giolito to Duda.
Regardless of what, it's going to be a laborious first inning. Pitch number 30 on the way.
Three balls, 2 strikes. Runners go. Called strike 3. Low in the zone. Duda frozen. The Royals dropped 1 at the plate. Polka for Sanchez. And that's all for Bonifacio in the first. Auto Group, the best lineup of Chevys, Fords, Mitsubishis, Genesis, and Hyundais at the best price. Go to webcars.com. Moncada back at the top. Leori since June 22nd at 316 average. Kevin Smith returns as well. Engel batting ninth.
Defensive setup for the Royals presented by UI Health. This is how they're going to be put out there today. Ned Yost favorites with Gordon, Orlando, and Bonifacio left to right. Moustakas, Mondesi, Merrifield, and Duda in the infield. Drew Butera gets a nod behind the plate. Our Lexus Experience amazing starting pitcher is Birch Smith. On for just his second start, his 26th game overall, and there you look at the rest of the numbers. Left-handers have really hurt him.
Sox have some of those. Moncada, Sanchez, Polka, and Garcia will bat left-handed. And Smith has strike one. Well, Moncada, last 4 games, 4 straight with a walk, which is good news considering at points this season the strikeout numbers have come without the balance of the walks. Line to right field, and Bonifacio had to break it down. Leadoff single. As we check in with Layla Rahimi. Hi, Layla.
Hi, Jason. Yoan Moncada, a welcome sight back in the Sox lineup after he had that scary moment yesterday where on a throw, the ball hit his knee at second base. And after the game, he said it felt like he got hit in the knee with a hammer. Rick Renteria said it was one of those spots where he ends up hitting the funny bone on the collision. Didn't think I'd hear that in an injury report, but he said he iced it, used heat and electricity to get better today.
Well, good news, Layla, because Moncada has started to turn it up a little bit offensively in recent days as Sanchez takes a strike. But the way he went down, Steve, you and I both thought initially that there must have been some contact. I mean, usually when you get hit with the ball, it hurts, but you don't get that reaction.
Well, it looked to me like he twisted it, and then when you looked at the replay a few times, what obviously didn't, now he gets hit in the ribs with that throw, so that's not going to make his day a whole lot better.
What, is he playing dodgeball? I mean, this is ridiculous.
He's playing dodgeball, but he's not dodging the ball.
No, he's losing.
That's the problem. We'll watch it again. The throw. Duda misses it, and it catches Moncada in the ribs.
Yoan Moncada is becoming the board game operation.
He's been a ball magnet. There's no doubt about that.
Left field side and hooking foul. 0-2 to Sanchez.
Not gonna be able to take that many pitches against Smith because he does throw just about everything in the zone, and at times to his detriment, because being wild in the strike zone sometimes is much worse for you than just being wild.
Just his second start of the year for a Kansas City team in need of some pitching with a 5.34 team ERA, last in baseball. Spent a couple of years on the shelf because of Tommy John surgery that started with forearm pain in 2014. And in that first start back on Wednesday, a lot of fastballs, 17 changeups.
And the curve, his best breaking pitch. Came to the big leagues with San Diego in 2013. He was there briefly before moving on to Tampa Bay. That's when he was hurt. And now getting his opportunity with Kansas City.
0-2. Smith struck him out. Now Abreu, who will be headed off to Washington to start in the All-Star game on Tuesday. Salvador Perez for Kansas City, just named yesterday as the starting catcher for the American League as well. Wilson Ramos out with an injury. Jose's now 11th in Sox history with 137 home runs. He is 3 short of our pregame guest in the booth, Ron Kittle.
Just back from Russia is Ron Kittle.
And you would think if he was going to Russia during the World Cup, he would have gone for the World Cup, but that wasn't the case.
No. He went on a cruise. Doesn't seem to be any worse for wear and hasn't stopped talking. So I'm sure that he's entirely healthy.
Just to be clear, that was Steve who said that. Ron? 1-0. 2 balls and no strikes. Chuck reported a couple of weeks ago that Jose's favorite soccer team is France, so Abreu's got to be pretty happy with the result today.
I'd assume so. 4-2 win over Croatia.
Two balls, no strikes. One is in there for a strike. Maybe a little extendo zone. 2-1. You'd expect somewhere in the 80 pitch range for Birch Smith after 71 last time out as a starter. But we'll see. The whole bullpen is on call today for both teams, you'd imagine. With the All-Star break coming up, Moncada runs, and that keeps the Sox out of the double play.
Mondesi has a chance to be just an outstanding shortstop. His father was an outfielder, and now young Mondesi showing his skills, but he's not yet ready to play every day. Still very young, and they worry a bit about his durability, but when in there, he is a force defensively, especially.
Kind of a wiry body type.
Yeah.
22 years old. Daniel Palka, who had his first major league home run against Birch Smith. Was all the way back in late April, right after Daniel got called up. And to reminisce along with us, it was a doubleheader in Kansas City, game number 1. And there she goes.
Not an easy park to hit him in.
Palka drills it right field on a line and gone! Another Palk smash off of Smith, and it's 2-0 Sox.
That's 12 and 32 on the power numbers, and that was a line drive rocket. The only fear was that it would sink before it got out of the park. As our Ford home run replay, a lot of topspin on this one, and it's a 2-0 Sox lead. Absolutely a rocket.
Oh, Daniel's eyes went neon on that one, didn't they?
Very hittable, thigh high down the middle.
Now Garcia tags it up the middle. That's a 5-for-10 series for Leury Garcia. And he's on with 2 out. And with the home run from Palka, another generous donation from the Alex Nellius family in loving memory of Ursula. Garcia's off and a stolen base. Sox with pressure on every pitch right now for Smith.
Buterin on the transfer dropped the ball, and so Leury 10 for 10 now in stolen bases. That's the first one that he's stolen since coming back off the DL. So that's a good sign. He's feeling 100%.
Sox are trying to reclaim their lead in baseball in the stolen base department. 4th coming into play today. Now that's number 71 for the team. 10 for him. 21 for Tim Anderson. One. 1-2. Up the middle, shift on. And Merrifield finishes the first inning. However, Mr. Palka did a slam dance on Smith. Line drive out of here in a hurry. 2-zip.
In today's game.
Daniel Palka's home runs are to be cherished, but you have to cherish them very quickly.
That one just barely had enough time to actually clear the fence before it embedded itself into that chain link fence out there.
That was O'Hare to Midway.
And that was a very low rocket.
So Giolito sidesteps trouble in the first inning, a hit and 2 walks. Then the Sox give him 2 runs, and we'll see what the Royals provide in the second inning. There's a strike to Orlando. Day after his birthday, Lucas Giolito against the Royals. And he drops in for a called strike. 1-2.
That by far the best hook he's thrown. Now he's got to get command of that slider, and he should be ready to roll against these Royals.
One and 2. Down and in off the fastball. 2-2. Well, Lucas, last year, the final couple of months of the season, whether it be in AAA or the majors, was a different pitcher. He threw that no-hitter in Charlotte about midway through the year, a little bit earlier than that, and changed his fortunes.
Came up here in 7 games, was just dazzling, that ERA in the 230s. Had a very good spring training and then ran into some cold problems. Not having a cold, just pitching in the cold, and made it very difficult for him to get the feeling for that curveball, and took him quite some time into this season where he finally got the mechanics back and was able to throw it consistently.
Right side. Garcia for out number 1. And here's what's coming up on our telecast of White Sox baseball today that you may not expect. It's our random White Sox leaderboard. We'll figure out who had the most leadoff walks in a season in Sox history. A managerial change in St. Louis that we kind of had the feeling might be coming based on the way the Cardinals were reacting when they were in town. And then a defiant beard inside the Sox vault. It's been there for decades. That's not the beard that was there. We'll tell you about that later on. Two and 0 on Alex Gordon, the stalwart in this Royals order.
Came back, signed a big contract, and for Alex and the Royals really hasn't worked out. It's not for lack of effort because he works tirelessly. It's just that he cannot straighten it out. His real problem has been trying to pull just about everything. And they're trying to get him to look up the middle, look to left center field. He had 1 base hit in this series off the wall in left center. But outside of that, he's been trying to pull just about everything. And normally it does not work.
In the air left field, but it will not be trouble. Polka is there for out number 2. Your 2018 Chicago White Sox are presented by Guaranteed Rate. You can get a perfect mortgage from Guaranteed Rate. Experience the difference at rate.com.
Mondesi can fly. He will bunt on occasion, but in that body is some surprising power.
Joined the team on June the 17th, and there are his numbers since then. Was with the AAA team in Omaha before that, and has become much more of a ground ball hitter since he's rejoined the big league Royals. Tried to bunt the curveball.
Well, you start to square around, you don't know what's coming, and then you see it is a curveball, and usually it doesn't work out very well, especially if you're not truly an accomplished bunter. Mondesi is much better from the left side.
So you're saying the curveball is not your pitch to bunt?
Or yours.
Hit well left center field toward the alleyway. Angle is back there, and on a hop it gets up and over. So a double for Mondesi.
Shows you a little that opposite field power. 5th double of the year. That's the changeup, and it stays up too high. A changeup that's thigh high usually isn't too good. It starts at the belt, dips to the thigh, but Mondesi stayed right with it and drilled it.
You never know when a ball is going to fall in your lap.
It's a good plan.
Drew Butera, the veteran catcher, checked his swing. More of a defensive catcher in his time with both Kansas City and Minnesota.
There's that straight change for a strike. Butera not known for the big power. Chokes up on the bat, just looking for contact, although this year hasn't made a whole lot of it.
Downstairs, 2-1. Now 3 balls and a strike on Butera. You did not want to flip it over to Merrifield here.
No, what you got to do in this situation, just throw a fastball right down the middle. If Butera hits it, he hits it. But you don't want to get to that guy who's been really hot in this series and really hot all year long. With Merrifield waiting patiently in the on-deck circle.
Fly ball left field. Daniel Palka underneath for out number 3. The only hit in the inning was caught, but not by a fielder and not by the glove. She has a glove, didn't use it. Nicely done. The eye black helped.
MasterCard debit card only available at your local Wintrust Community Bank. Go to wintrust.com/Sox to learn more. Wintrust Community Bank, member FDIC.
Happy birthday. Get him a drink or 2. I wonder if that works.
Probably not. Nice thought, though.
Somebody go buy him a drink. Bunt foul, first base side.
Then it looked like Tim was trying to push it to the right side, but no contact.
Just talking to Tim yesterday about his batting average and when it grows most for him. He agrees. We had talked about this. When he's hitting the ball the other way, he feels his best, and sometimes it just doesn't go for him, but he's actively trying to use the whole field because he feels improved when he does.
Well, for him, most of the time, there's a lot of hits in right center field.
This is not going to be a hit. Mondesi for route number 1. We'd like to welcome all our viewers watching on Optura in Knox and Fulton counties in Illinois. Fulton County Stadium is down there.
Did they move it?
They did, yeah.
Not sure if it's still in pieces or if they just took it to the ground.
I think it's gone.
Yeah.
We might have to play Is This True later, though.
I think it's gone.
Ball one to Kevin Smith. Oh, in mourning, the Croatian national soccer team. Or he's just a fan of picnic tables. I love those Croatian soccer jerseys.
They took it a long way this year. I mean, that was a spirited run. The guys from Croatia. The French won for the first time in 20 years.
The Thierry Henry team in 1998. Moustakas at third as out number 2. Who were you backing in the World Cup? We know who some of the Sox were backing. Who were you behind?
Well, quite obviously, when the United States did not get there, that took my first team out of action.
Yeah.
Let's see. I was
Say France.
big fan of Luxembourg.
You what?
Yeah. That and Chad.
Little known fact, the national soccer stadium in Luxembourg spans the entire country.
Let it span the globe.
Strike one to Engel.
Well, can't always get your wish, but maybe in 4 years.
0-2.
Outfield straight away, as is the infield.
The 1-2 on Engel.
Fastball's good enough for Smith today. Fastest one, 96 miles an hour.
Strikeout for Smith. And a 1-2-3 second inning off that fastball. Game today, and that's the subject of our One Thing with Ricky. Ricky, you're a big music aficionado.
A little bit.
What is the best music to listen to once you get ejected?
Oh man, that's. I don't listen to music when I get ejected. I get wrapped up in my own thoughts. I think that's a great question, but I have to tell you that I don't have an answer for that because I really don't listen to any music when I get ejected.
That's the only time I've ever heard that you turn music off.
It might be the only time. You're right. It's the only time I ever turn music off when I get ejected. I don't play anything. I don't know why. That's a great question. You've stumped me today. You're the best. I don't know how you do it.
I win the grand prize. Thanks.
You're welcome.
So look, getting to know Ricky Renteria in just about every scenario you can think of. There's music on. Team bus, team plane, in his office, in the coach's office, everywhere around. And I was shocked to hear that it's no music time when he gets run.
He's still trying to concentrate on the game. That probably has something to do with it.
Well, I suggested Everybody Hurts by REM. 1-2. Foul, third base side. Some managers are known to stand in the tunnel.
Occasionally.
Some managers wear disguises.
Not too often.
But at least once.
At least once, yes.
In baseball history, managers have found ways around the complete ejection.
Yeah.
1-2 to Merrifield, who ducks. Here's his heat map since June 27th. So throw it upstairs or get burned. That's wild.
He's been literally hitting everything in sight.
Check swing, ball gets away. And it's 3-2. He saw 10 pitches in the first inning and walked. He's seen 6 here in the third, and Giolito already at 55 pitches.
Yeah, it's not going to be a long day, you wouldn't think. Even though this Kansas City team is an aggressive team, Lucas isn't throwing it close early.
Right field side, Garcia in foul territory, watches it fly away. Merrifield 0 for 6 career, 3 walks, 2 strikeouts against Lucas. Payoff again. He got him swinging. Finally, Merrifield eliminated by Giolito.
That fastball looked like it had a little cut to it as he put it right on the outside corner. Just a little late movement, and that one did move just a touch away from Merrifield, enough to get him.
One down, Jorge Bonifacio. And if you were wondering what his brother Emilio is doing, were you?
Yes. I always wonder about Emilio.
Just at random points during your day? No. He's playing for the Long Island Ducks in the Atlantic League, the independent league scattered across America. His hitting coach is a player coach who Sox fans will remember, you'd imagine, Lou Ford.
I remember Lou Ford. Yeah.
Oh, 2. High fastball. It's got to drive you a little nuts as a pitcher when you can't strike guys out like you want to. 2 strike foul balls piling up.
Yeah, unfortunately, when that happens, number one, you know you don't have your good stuff, and also, you know you're probably not going to go too deep into the game.
What does it tell you as a pitcher? They're not putting the ball in play for the most part. You know, per pitch, ball in play is pretty low, but you can't strike them out either. What do you know based on that?
You know, it wasn't as good as last time out against Houston. And
Very
hopefully,
specific.
And hopefully, it's going to be better next time out after the All-Star break. That was a very good pitch and did not get the call. There's a youngster that, forget about going the distance, he can't even go 3.
Oh yeah, got to call the bullpen.
He'll be a short reliever, no doubt.
Swing and a miss for strike 3. He took something off. Giolito strikes out Bonifacio.
That was a good straight change. He had him well out in front. It's one thing to see that foot come out in front, but it's another thing when your hands start, and the hands of Bonifacio came forward. He's completely fooled on that one, and no chance for any contact at all, foul or any other.
2 down, nobody on for Moustakas. And rapid fire compared to the other 2 at bats. Moustakas grounds out, and we will play the bottom of the 3rd. Sox with the lead, 2-2.
The White Sox Talk podcast featuring special guest Rick Hahn. Come out to Reggie's on the South Loop for this authentic fan event on Thursday, August 2nd. So for more information, visit NBCSportsChicago.com/event. We got a new pitcher in the ball game. So Smith goes only 2 innings. And Brian Flynn on for the 26th time. The control has not been great. 19 walks, 43 2/3. The ERA is respectable at 3.71.
He'll face the top of the order. So this is a full-fledged bullpen day now for Kansas City. Smith out after the 2 innings. And Yoan Moncada, who singled to right and scored on Palka's homer, leads it off. Ball 1 inside from Flynn, who throws the fastball on average around 91 miles an hour. Was once traded for 2 former recent Sox, Jacob Turner and Rob Brantley, in the same deal as him. Omar Infante and Anibal Sanchez on the other side of that deal.
Anibal Sanchez is trying to throw the ball real well again. I mean, after the problems he had with Detroit, he has resurrected his career this year.
I don't know about you, but that was not one of the things I saw coming.
No, not after the stuff he had in the last couple of years with Detroit. But sometimes you find the magic again.
3 balls and 2 strikes on Moncada. He's got a 2.60 ERA. I knew he was having a good year. That's really good year.
Really good year.
Ball 4, 5th straight game with a walk for Yoan Moncada. Jump on board and set sail with the Sox tomorrow. Experience the Home Run Derby in style with the White Sox Charities Young Professionals Council on Lake Michigan. Get unlimited beer, wine, soda, and a buffet dinner while enjoying games and an out-of-the-park raffle to benefit White Sox Charities and the Amateur City Elite Program. WhiteSox.com/YPC is where you get your tickets today to watch the Derby on board with the Sox.
Lynn is a big guy at 6'7", 255 pounds. Spent a few years with Miami in their organization, got to the major leagues with Miami in 2013. Not possessed of a great move to first base, however.
You don't think?
No.
Comes home and misses ball one. Foul third base side, 1-1. Moncada a leadoff walk here. I bet you were wondering, does the random White Sox leaderboard have leadoff walks on it? And the answer is yes. Tony Phillips, the most ever leadoff walks for the Sox, 40 of them back in 1996. Impress your friends with your knowledge of White Sox leadoff walks. One ball, one strike. Another throw to first on Moncada.
That's just the courtesy toss, because if you can't beat that one back, you're not looking.
Moncada runs, Sanchez to right field. Bonifacio is there. Moncada is in trouble.
Really nothing you can do on that. I mean, you're going with the pitch, and unfortunately it's right at Bonifacio, so you're hung out to dry. Even if you pick it up right away, which he did, tried to stop, but no chance. He has all kinds of time and throws one that's not easy to handle for Duda at first base, but he was able to handle it.
The exploding baseball trick. 2 out, nobody on, and Abreu takes ball one. Inside, 2-0. Final Sox game until Friday with the All-Star break looming. And Jose will be there at Nationals Park, starting at first base for the American League. His first All-Star team since his rookie year back in 2014. Ball four.
Let's take a look at StatCast powered by AWS, and we'll take a look at first at bat of Daniel Palka. Line drive rocket off of Birch Smith. 114.4 miles per hour exit velocity, and just barely had enough time to get up and out before it descended into the pen.
17 degrees on the launch angle, and that should matter to you because roughly 4% of the home runs in baseball are hit at a less than 20-degree launch angle. He hits absolute ropes. Two of Palka's 12 have been under 20 degrees. One. Flynn has not really trafficked in strikes so far today.
No, control has always been an issue for him throughout his career, even though the ERAs have been pretty good.
Up the middle, base hit into center. Abreu chugging for third, runners at the corners.
He's now 2 for 2, and after missing with a couple of breaking balls, you got to figure it down in the count. Flynn's going to throw that fastball. That takes the lefty-lefty advantage and makes it go away. You tear it to the mound to have a word with Flynn. Might be about getting the ball over the plate.
What's your shorthand message there?
Get the ball over the plate.
That's what I figured. Sincerely me. Did you like to laugh on the mound? Did you like somebody to come out and bring light?
Well, sure. I mean, if the situation calls for that, and this situation calls for a run.
And there it is. Abreu scores. Polk at his second.
I have a feeling that was not the meeting.
Throw it away.
Why don't you throw one in the dirt and I'll let it get by me. That is a wild pitch. We'll take another look. And more catchers are going to that backhand in the middle of the plate, and it's not a recommended way to knock anything down.
He at least moved his feet along with the pitch.
He did.
Ball and a strike. Two walks in the inning, 1 run scored. And Garcia, with runners in scoring position, has been quite good so far this year in limited time. Off his body. One and two. Line to left field, base hit. Polka waved around. Gordon's throw to the plate is offline. Garcia drives in Polka. It's 4-0.
Alex Gordon's had a couple shots to make good throws, and both times he was well off the line and to the third base side of home plate. So Nick Capper waving Daniel home. This throw is well off the mark, and on the throw, Leary moves into second base. So it's a 4-run lead.
Polka singles and scores. Garcia moves the line for Davidson. Strike one. Hard hit, but foul right side. So Davidson, with his second 2-strike count of the day, he has the highest percentage of deep counts, whether it be 3 balls or 2 strikes or both, in Major League Baseball. This leads to strike 3, and the inning comes to an end. However, the Sox get 2 more on 2 hits and 2 walks. Matt.
You might even win one of these. This was from the smoothie that was delivered yesterday, and it's Sans smoothie, but the glass is very nice.
It's an authentic fanny pack. You should
the fanny pack.
wear
I
it.
know. This would be a good look. The social and the fanny pack. Just have to be good enough, quick enough, smart enough, and
doggone it, people like you.
And not have much in your life to want one of these things.
What? No.
Oh, sorry about that.
Not the official slogan of Sox, man. First pitch is strike to Salvador Perez. Unsanctioned slogans.
So have we completely eliminated that for a slogan, a catchphrase for Sox Math?
You're not on the committee anymore. 2 strikes on Perez, who singled back in the first. Happy birthday, by the way, belated.
Thank you.
Yeah. To shortstop, Anderson. 1 hop, Davidson. Here's your Sox Math question with that build up. Of course you want to play. Hashtag Sox Math. Number of letters in the middle name of the Sox All-Star multiplied by the hour at which this game started in his hometown.
That's not bad.
It's not?
No. I mean, for a weekend affair.
Well, when Todd Benjaminson, our director, cuts directly to the Sox All-Star, that's a clue.
So are you saying it took some of the drama out? Is Hermie the Sox All-Star?
I don't think so. There's Ricky, though, and a cast of thousands. Ball and a strike on Duda. Lucas to Lucas. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Three and a third now for Giolito. Just a couple of hits. The 2 walks have gone away.
Very tough first inning pitch wise. Now he's settled down a bit. Still 70 pitches. A lot of pitches at this point.
Davidson at first with the call and the ball. And down number 2. Bring your family of 4 to a White Sox game for as low as $49. Our family 4-pack includes 4 tickets, 4 hot dogs, 4 chips, and 4 sodas. Upper level and lower level packages available. Check out all the available dates at whitesox.com/4packs today.
My favorite, a 4-pack. We can only find a way to get 8 dogs and a few less chips.
You don't like chips?
Well, not as compared to hot dogs, no.
Well, you can buy a couple extra hot dogs and give the chips to somebody else out of the kindness of your heart. Left side, Anderson. And a 1-2-3 inning for Lucas Giolito. Quickly, too. Your X1 voice remote and get live team stats on your TV. Change the way you experience TV with Xfinity X1. It's the Jose Abreu barbershop where you only get water sprayed on your head.
But you get your hair smoothed down, as Nick Capra found out.
And cap it.
He did that, helmeting it.
No tip?
Nope, he will not be able to use that barbershop again.
Yeah. Wait in line. Oh, he's looking for another customer. You want some, Ryan? New guy? Again. Idle hands for the DH. We saw Martinez freaking out for St. Louis in the dugout, running wind sprints, doing chin-ups. Now Abreu has decided to become an entrepreneur. You want some? No, I'm pitching.
That's the problem. If you don't DH all the time, then when you do occasionally find yourself as a designated hitter, it's hard to figure out what to do.
Yeah, you're just bouncing off the walls.
Yep.
Mondesi gets the out. And here's your winner for Sox Math today. Number of letters in the middle name of Jose Abreu, water bottle guy, is 6. Dariel is his middle name. The hour at which this game started in his hometown is 2. So 6 times 2 equals 12. Riles 23 is your winner.
Sure he beat John Lilly?
Yes. And Ted.
Well, I don't know. He had the right answer. So I thought that would actually be the winner, but no, not to be. Sorry, John. Jose seems to want to take a rest now, as he scored at just about everybody there.
Yolmer. You smacked Yolmer. Cut me. Moustakis for round number 2. Getting Yolmer ready for round 5.
Yolmer's gonna need the All-Star break to just settle down.
You know, this whole thing is a long con by Jose to try to get Ricky Renteria never to make him DH again.
That's probably a good plan.
It's going to be a line of 15 people outside the manager's office saying, please never let this happen anymore.
Especially in early April and May of this year, because they would have been frozen at this point.
There have been times where Ricky Renteria has said, look, got to DH you, and Jose will push back. He does not like sitting on the bench. Two-one. Chopper third base side. Moustakis has to hurry and got it. Jose Abreu, an all-star in business, in hair, and in Major League Baseball. Oh, and in hijinks.
Red Sox coverage begins at 6, and you can stream the game on the NBC Sports app.
Go Sports. Thanks for watching our telecast of Sports Ball.
And a 40th birthday to go with it.
A lot of birthdays around the ballpark recently. Lucas yesterday. Assorted others yesterday.
Assorted.
Oh no, I said assorted others.
Oh, not sorted others?
No. There was one sorted other birthday yesterday. Ball and no strikes on Gordon. You said it, Giolito in the first inning didn't have that strikeout stuff, but it can develop through the course of a game.
There's no doubt, and what he's developed now is the ability to get the secondary pitches over the plate. He's thrown some good straight changes, has not gotten the slider to the point where he's comfortable throwing a strike with it, but that should come along here. Pitch number 76 on the way. Hit a very, very easy third and fourth innings. 6 up, 6 down, 7 in a row retired overall for Lucas.
How often did you have all of your pitches working in the same game?
Well, one of the greatest pitchers who ever pitched, Sandy Koufax, said that he had his best stuff, enchanted stuff he called it, 25% of the time. That left 75% of the time to try to win with less than his best. And what separates the true professionals from the guys just inhabiting a uniform is the ability to do that.
Strikeout of Gordon, 4th punch out for Lucas. Speaking of strikeouts, let's take a look at the White Sox Farm Report presented by Guaranteed Rate. And Michael Kopech last night was dazzling. 6 innings, 4 hits against the AAA Rays, 11 strikeouts.
Well, you expect the strikeouts. The nice column there is 1 in the walk column because he's had some control issues. He seems to have harnessed them, and when the stuff is right, very few people can square it up, and very few people can make even consistent contact.
Hey guys, just to add to the farm report, we have an upcoming futures game. It is at 3 o'clock our time. Chuck Garfien reporting from there says that Luis Basabe is batting leadoff. Dylan Cease, a nice message for White Sox fans, happy to represent as well. We have a lot of coverage on NBCSportsChicago.com all weekend from the All-Star game, but Chuck is working. I can confirm that from our group email thread.
Yeah, don't buy it, but thanks, Layla.
Also, another addition from Charlotte you guys might want to know. Update on Nate Jones.
Sure, go for it. This is a pop-out.
Yeah, he's going to be looking at least throwing batting practice there, possibly a sim game, and they're going to reevaluate from there. We saw him throw before the game yesterday a bit. Rick Renteria said he threw about 20 pitches. Wasn't as happy with the number of strikes in that session, so they're going to have him throw that extra session in Charlotte and go from there.
Layla, thank you.
It's good to know. Bullpen could use Nate Jones.
There's ball number 1 on Butera. Yeah, Nate, when he's healthy and when he's right, is a major part of this bullpen. Outside, 2 balls, no strikes.
Second time in a row where he's fallen behind on Butera. Last time up, 3-1 fastball. Didn't get a whole lot of wood on it. Popped up to left field.
Well, next we see Lucas Giolito. It will likely be not at the cotton candy vendor. It will likely be in his home state. He's from Santa Monica, California. Depending on what the rotation shakes out like after the All-Star break, the Sox will be in California to take on the Angels after the trip to Seattle.
Very nice stadium to pitch in.
Three and 1. Fouled back toward us.
It was a little bit over our heads. I'll protect you, though.
No, you won't.
Well, unless it comes back like 20 miles an hour or greater.
Thank you for the consideration. That's called strike 3. It was in the zone. Butera disputes it. He is not correct. There's no appeal process for that. Giolito's 5th strikeout. about the futures game recently. Out of 888 futures game participants so far in the futures games history, 721 have played in Major League Baseball.
That's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
So pretty much when you take a look at that one a little later on, you will be seeing those guys to the tune of what, 85% of them you'll be seeing in the major leagues.
Yeah, varying degrees.
Up.
Right. Varying degrees of success in the majors, but it's a good chunk who eventually do play in the majors.
Now we get Enny Romero coming in on his third team this year with Washington, with Pittsburgh, now with KC. And pretty much that's what they said. Trade me Enny Romero, and it turned out to be this guy.
That's how it goes when your first name is Enny.
It's true.
A bombardment of puns.
So it's been Smith, Flynn, and now Romero.
1-2. Two innings with the Nats, 4 innings with the Pirates.
Well, so he wasn't tired. He wasn't tired when he got to KC then.
No, he was ready to pitch.
Yeah. Young man has a ball and a pick.
2-2. Fouled back. Cleveland's taken the lead on the Yankees 3-2 in the 8th off of Chad Green and the Yankee bullpen. Carlos Carrasco has pitched in relief in that game behind Trevor Bauer. Moncada in the air, left center field. It is out of here. Moncada tunes one up, and it's 5-0 Sox.
That's a 12 from Yuan. He's now driven in 41. And a perfect day today. Ford home run replay. Gets a hold of this. Was not wind aided. The wind has shifted. The wind now blowing out to the right field corner. And Yuan got a good piece of this. And the encouraging thing is it comes from the right side. Left side he's been stinging the ball. Right side he's starting to get more ABs. And it's only a matter of time.
So of the guys who qualify for leaderboards on the Sox roster, Yoan Moncada is number 2 in exit velocity, average 92 miles an hour on all batted balls this year. When he makes contact, the ball explodes.
Yeah, the strength is not an issue for him. And I don't think actually right-handed at-bats will be an issue as soon as he gets more of them. But right now, just 1/3 of the at-bats he gets comes as a right-hand hitter. That is the first home run from the right side this season.
.400 feet on the home run for Yoan. 1-2. That's strike 3. Sanchez fans. Hey, Sox fans, be sure to come watch the Sox take on the Blue Jays Saturday, July 28th, 6:10 p.m. All fans are invited to stay for a spectacular postgame fireworks show presented by Magellan Corporation. Get your tickets today by visiting whitesox.com or calling 866-SOX-GAME. Nice shirt. There's ball number 1 to Abreu. Looks like a fun game. Jose's been stuck on 27 doubles for a while, as this ball is laced into center field for out number 2. Abreu's trying to chase down the club record that Albert Bell has with 48 back in 1998. You see the pace that Albert was on, and then August and September, he was just outstanding, and it's going to take that for Jose Likely to catch him.
22 doubles in August and September for Albert Bell.
That second half, he hit 387, 31 home runs, and drove in 86 in 76 games.
It's a pretty good run at it.
You could not get him out.
Not often.
One for Polka. The Royals keep trotting out left-handers. Two and two on Polka's 2 for 2 with 2 runs scored. Broken bat looper. Daniel's done it every which way so far today. 1 to center, 1 to left, 1 to right.
And that one broke the bat. But he keeps his perfect day intact. Just in full protection mode, going the opposite way.
That's a good sign though. On 2 strikes, shorten it up a little bit.
Yes, it was, and take it exactly where it was pitched, out away.
Third base side off Moustakas. Garcia's 3 for 3. Couple derisive fans are chanting Moose. Davidson trying to reclaim his past glory against Kansas City. 7 home runs this year versus the Royals. Yeah, 7 homers against everybody else, 7 against Kansas City, and 32 at bats. It's one way to keep cool. Right side, base hit. Polka stops at third. Bonifacio's throw was offline, but Nick Capra didn't want to chance it. And the bases are loaded for Tim Anderson, who's very good against left-handers.
This ball's just hit too hard. Nick Capra could not gamble. So Matt Davidson does not get his 39th driven in, and wisely so, even with the throw off the mark. Bonifacio just got to it too quickly.
Downstairs, Layla.
Yeah, I talked to Matt Davidson before the game. That would be fun to combine those 2 hitters. And he said, you know, the season so far has been up and down. He's learned a lot. Those 4 days come at you fast. He said he tried to take advantage of them and not do too much during the All-Star break, but just get his act back together, relax a little bit, and stress the importance of ending the first half of the season on a good note. So he's certainly doing his part so far today.
Yeah, 1 for 3 today, 1 for 4 yesterday. And the Sox, who yesterday had their lowest hard hit rate since May the 30th, have singed some baseballs this afternoon. It's kind of surprising.
Ooh, maybe he can turn that around right here.
2-0. Right there. A tracer down the chalk, kicking into the corner. Polka and Garcia are home. Tim Anderson with a laser down the line.
39 driven in for Tim. That's his first hit of the day. 4 hits in a row, 5 in the inning, and the Sox putting it away here in the 5th. This is an absolute rocket on a low fastball. Tim was ahead in the count, looking fastball all the way, and got it by Moustakas, who had no chance. Cal Eldred out to the mound to settle down his much-traveled left-hander. Jose trying to cool off Moncada, who's got a perfect day today, including his 12th home run of the year and first from the right side. Chad Whitson going out to break it up, quite obviously. Eldred out there to allow his bullpen a chance to get loose.
Seven-zip Sox here in the 5th.
It's Jason Adam loosening up in the pen.
That's a fair ball. The parade continues. Somebody clean home plate. It's 9-0 Sox.
8 driven in for Kevin Smith, his first hit of the day, 5 hits in a row. And Romero has been shell-shocked here in the 5th. Another one on the inside part of the plate, and another one shot by Moustakas at third.
Foul ball from Engel. Well, this is a fun way to go into the All-Star break if it continues.
A lot of offense.
Somebody's going to have to cool down the Sox, and there is a candidate. Ninth batter of the inning. It started with a Moncada home run, then a procession of 5 straight hits. Polka, Garcia, Davidson, Anderson, and Smith. Mondesi ends the inning. Where do we begin? It is here with Yoan Moncada. You want a rally? Started with number 10. Sox with a huge lead. Blue Jays, 6:10 p.m. Be one of the first 12,000 fans to take home a White Sox Iron Man bobblehead. Get your tickets at whitesox.com today. Speaking of Iron Men, today is the anniversary of Cal Ripken Jr. moving to third base back in 1996.
Well, he started out at third.
Right, back to third after.
And then he went to shortstop and then got just a touch older.
A little bit low. 1 ball, 1 strike. It was 2,216 consecutive games at shortstop.
That's a good run.
Was it Mike Bordick that they got to play shortstop and then Cal moved over, or was Bordick later?
I haven't the foggiest. At that point, I was long gone.
Not from Earth.
From the humidity city.
Covering baseball. Strike 3, Giolito's 6th punch out. Let's go into the Sox vault to find Steve's brain.
There.
Don't think so. It's a newspaper clipping. And it's about Jim Kern, who played in 14 games with the Sox back in '82 and very briefly in '83. Kern deal proves Sox want '82 flag, says Jerome Holtzman. How about this? Kern began his all-out effort to leave Cincinnati by growing a beard.
In defiance of their neatness code.
Yeah, Sheldon Bender did not like that very much. And so another defiant beard shows up at the ballpark. That's a good way to get yourself traded.
Jim Kern at one point was an awfully good pitcher.
He was all-star, right?
Yeah. That overwhelming stuff. Our Dave Ross tells us a 3-time All-Star.
Who? Kern or Mike Bordick?
Kern for sure. Mike could field him, there's no doubt about that. Still broadcasts with the Orioles, splits his time with Jim Palmer.
Another foul ball as Giolito tries to meander through this 6th inning. Kansas City's last base runner was Mondesi with 2 out in the 2nd.
11 in a row retired by Lucas. So he got off to a shaky start. That has been his tendency, especially control-wise. And then just started to slam the door. Just 2 hits total.
Three balls, 2 strikes. In that game back in 1996, July 15th, Cal Ripken Jr. moved to third. The shortstop was Manny Alexander. Changeup faded inside, so Bonifacio walks. And with 1 out, 1 on.
Third walk, but first since the 1st inning. Don Cooper has seen and charted 96 pitches so far. That will probably mean within another 3 or 4 pitches or so, a call to the pen to get somebody loose.
Most pitches for Giolito this year is 104 back on June 28th against the Twins. He's only cleared 100 3 times. He's been exactly at 100 3 times. Second base, Moncada, Sanchez, double play. 4-5-3. Don't learn to count by watching baseball, but it was beautiful.
and the Astros. Coverage begins at 6 on NBC Sports Chicago. We got a new pitcher coming in the ball game, and we saw him in this series. It's Jason Adam. On for the 21st time. He's 0-2. His ERA at 4.22. But 21 strikeouts and 21 in the third innings. That's good, and left-handers have done nothing with him.
I have a tweet to share to cap off the Sox vault.
Is this an audio tweet?
Yeah, well, only your responses are the audio tweets, right?
Well, depends.
All right. We'll see where it goes.
Okay.
Phil Co. Ford, or 40, tweets that Jim Kern was once quoted in Sports Illustrated saying, quote, "I'm working on a new pitch. It's called a strike."
That'll do it.
I like that. One. Rope to right field. Toward the corner it goes. Moncada off the bobble from Bonifacio is into third.
That's got to be double E9. But it keeps the perfect day in order for Yuan. And it is indeed double E9. So this is a fastball down. And Yuan, who has been swinging the bat very well from the left side, drives it into the corner. Bonifacio has all kinds of problems with it. By the time he gets it back in, Yuan turns up and coast into third base.
Infield in at 9-0.
Got to cut off that all-important 10th run. Get to double figures and it gets really tough.
So true. Royals once again threatening to be involved in a shutout after shutting the Sox out yesterday. Sanchez through the left side. Moncada scores. 10-0.
42 driven in for Yolmer. Apparently getting cooled off by Jose Abreu works for everybody, as Yolmer takes this the opposite way. Only Jose and Adam Engel have yet to record as much as one base hit in this ball game.
Jose was on in the third on a walk. He eventually scored on the RBI single from the wild pitch, I should say. Then the RBI single from Garcia scored Polka. Two balls, no strikes. Well, the exchange rate on outs today has been at least a couple of hits for Kansas City pitching.
This was their pen day, and we're seeing a whole lot of it, and it has not been particularly good looking, although yesterday's ball game, the pen came around and did a nice job. But then Duffy took him through 7, so it made things a whole lot easier. Hunter Dozier takes over at third base.
I wonder if Moustakas was either injured or over it after that double play ball.
He didn't get down the line very quickly, and one way or the other, he's out of this one.
3-1. Three balls, 2 strikes. And he fans Abreu, 1 down. The upcoming schedule is brought to you by Verizon. And it looks like this. It's a West Coast swing right out of the All-Star break.
Seattle's been a good team this year. Right now they're 20 over, leading today's ball game 2-0. 20 over 500 as we head into the break. That's a very nice run at it.
Strike to Polka. And the Angels are trying to stay afloat in that West, but it's been difficult with Ohtani's injury. Garrett Richards now needing Tommy John. He's had some bad injury luck.
Yeah, historically, that pitching staff has had their problems. Just staying healthy. When they're healthy, they're usually pretty good.
Gordon watches it fly out of play. In the AL West, Houston is the run differential leader in Major League Baseball. They're 30 over. They don't have the best record, but you can argue they're playing the best baseball.
They're losing the ball game today to Detroit. That's been a rare occurrence lately. And the Mariners hanging on.
That Astros game is at 6-2. Detroit with the lead. That was against Verlander. 6 innings, 5 earned runs. He did strike 12 out. High fastball. Well, when you look at the best teams in the American League, Houston at 30 over, Boston is 37 over, and the Yankees are 30 over as well coming into play today. We've seen the Red Sox, have not seen them here at Guaranteed Rate Field, have not seen the Yankees at all, so a loaded home schedule in the second half for the Sox in terms of opponents who have very nice records.
Sox pen up and going. It is Luis Avila.
Dozier will not have a play. Oh, and 2 on Garcia. Well, after that lengthy first inning for Giolito, for him to go through 6 shutout is a positive for the Sox as Adams strikes out 3 in a row. But the Sox get 1 more. Lucas ready to go back out. Watch every Auto Market regular season game live or on demand. Your subscription includes MLB at Bat Premium, allowing you to watch live baseball on your favorite supported devices. Blackout and other restrictions apply. MLB.tv is where you go to take advantage of this sale.
The young man with the foam finger and maybe a nice little cushion if he decides to drift off.
Yeah, foam finger as pillow is an interesting inventive choice. Ooh, a check swing broken back.
Looked like it was broken, although Salvi trying to figure out how it got that way.
Yeah, that's weird looking, huh?
Took a little chip off the old block. Salvi was grimacing before the ball hit him, and fortunately for him, it did not hit him.
One ball, one strike. After the world's tiniest chainsaw. Clip off a small piece. Can't use it, though.
No, you can't. Best thing to do here is go out of the strike zone to Salvi.
You think he might swing?
I think there's a good chance on this fastball, though it's going to be in.
Ground ball. Anderson. One down. Let's go around Major League Baseball where the Cardinals are under new management. And again, kind of felt this coming possibly when they were here. Then they go lose to Cincinnati 17-3 in 2 games.
And we had also heard that John Mabry might be one of the guys also under fire. As it turns out, the hitting coach and assistant hitting coach Bill Miller also going to depart from St. Louis. It's a great baseball organization, and what a great job by Lucas Giolito. He's going to get a standing ovation from this crowd. He got off to that rocky start, but he's been pitching better and better. And with this one firmly tucked away, we will step out as he walks out, and we'll be back. Pen Lakeside Bank, it's about time. And Luis Avilan comes in the ball game on for the 42nd time. 2-0 ERA of 4.05.
Always love when he comes into the game because Ring of Fire plays.
Burning Ring of Fire.
It's really the only kind, honestly.
Unlit Ring of Fire.
Soon to be smoldering Ring of Fire. Lucas Giolito, after a rocky first inning, 6 1/3, 2 hits, 3 walks, 6 strikeouts, no runs.
Once again, back-to-back, just fine performances. So things completely turning around for Lucas, and hopefully more of the same to come as we move to the end of July after the All-Star break.
So his last 2 starts at Houston and against Kansas City, 13 2/3, 5 hits. That one's down the line and fair into right field. Garcia was ready to throw, and Duda has to slam on the brakes.
Looked to me like one of our ball people might have gotten a glove on that. Whatever it was, it slowed it down enough for Leary to get to it and get it back in, holding Duda at first base. He crushes this one down the line. And Duda has to pull it up.
So on Giolito, 13 2/3, 5 hits, 2 earned runs his last 2 starts before the All-Star break. And there have been positive signs this year for Lucas, and maybe he is on that track again from where we saw him at the end of last season.
Well, it's hopefully the case, because those outings the end of last year, his stuff was good enough to win between 15 and 20 games.
One and one to Orlando.
Genmar Gomez with a pants adjustment before he loosens up.
Garcia in right, drifting back, and has a play. So here's Alex Gordon, who's 0 for 2. Coming into this series, he was 8th all-time in Royals history in wins above replacement at 34.5. But you look at the list, and it is George Brett than everybody else in Kansas City history. 88.5 his career WAR. Kevin Apier, second place at 47.
88.5, huh?
88.5.
Well, numbers like that put you in the Hall of Fame. As well as that
3,000 plus hits.
Yeah, just some technicalities to go with it.
Well, WAR includes all of those.
Little defense.
Little defense.
Got to play some defense.
Kevin Apier kind of unsung because he played on some pretty bad Royals teams, but he was a very good pitcher.
He was a terrific pitcher.
Slow on the ground. Moncada, number 3. Duda's hit doesn't hurt. Time for the stretch. 10-0 Sox protecting Giolito with a gem.
T-Mobile will donate $1 to support veterans.
A nickel in the fifth for the Sox this afternoon. 10-0 your score. The Sox with the lead, and that big rally is the reason this has been as close to put away as you can get.
Let's take a look at the high-speed action powered by Xfinity, and it's the entire inning. Started off with Moncada taking one deep, and then it's Polka, and then it's Davidson, and then it's Anderson. And then it's Kevin Smith. Back-to-back doubles, back-to-back 2 runs driven in on successive hits, and the Sox were in business. As that young man is in business. Not sure what the business is, but he is. Got a new pitcher in the ball game. It's Sparky. Glenn Sparkman on for the 3rd time. 0-1 with an ERA, up close to 11. But as they say, in limited action.
Thought you were doing your Beverly D'Angelo impersonation.
Not yet.
That's later?
Yeah. As soon as we do a remake of a few really good movies.
Well, if you were expecting baseball the next 4 days, it's closed. The Moose out front should have told you.
Beverly D'Angelo in the Vacation movies, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was, yeah. That's where I was going. Moose is out of the game, so Dozier nearly collided with Mondesi, who made the play for out number 1.
Mondesi has all kinds of skills. They've been on display here. Going to be a terrific shortstop. No doubt about that. Has great range, a very strong arm. And we've seen the strength here today.
Tim Anderson against Sparkman. One bad outing for Glenn Sparkman when he was with the Blue Jays. Very much hurt his career ERA. As this one to center is out number 2. It was the 7th inning. It was the Blue Jays and the Red Sox. It was July 2nd of last year. He gave up a single to Hanley Ramirez, a single to Jackie Bradley, a single to Christian Vasquez. And he struck out Su-Wei Lin.
Oh, did he come out of the game then on a high note?
Oh, no. No. It was a Devin Marrero double, a Mookie Betts single, an Andrew Benintendi double, and a Dustin Pedroia double, 2 ground rule doubles. And then Jeff Beliveau came in and gave up some more runs of his on a home run from Hanley Ramirez.
Sounds like an inning that can take care of your ERA for quite some time.
Yeah, that'll get you to 63.50 for the season. And 2 appearances with the Blue Jays, or 63 flat. Then with the Royals, 2 games so far this year, the 3 1/3, 4 earned runs until his 2 clean outs so far. Kevin Smith now has a hit in all but 2 of his games with the Sox this year.
Been a remarkable run. He's got his opportunity. He's made the most of it. And as he came up and started to produce, Omar Narvaez decided to become the best hitting catcher in baseball, which average-wise he has been.
Ground out does the trick. A 1-2-3 inning for Sparkman.
bring that fun home.
Put in the mustard man. Get him in the game.
Well, in lieu of the mustard man, we've got Genmar Gomez. He comes up for the second time as a member of the Sox. His numbers at AAA were very good. He did give up the one hit in his one inning. Actually, 1/3.
Hey, by the way, the tweet about Mustard Man, Bill Baffis of Flossmoor, if you didn't see it the other day, he had a big glob of mustard on his face. We made fun of him for a while. He was real good about it, and he's the Mustard Man. That's your Cliff's Notes version.
Yes.
The tweet that Heinz put forth the other day, they said 10,000 likes will give him season tickets and a year's worth of Heinz mustard for 10,000 likes. It's at 8.6 thousand.
So I would say, not being an accountant, we need about 1,400 more.
Roughly, yeah.
Give or take.
So you go to Twitter and you go to @HeinzKetchup_US and you click like on that thing. Try and get him season tickets, as this ball is going to break the shutout.
We've been talking to you about the kind of surprising power that Mondesi has. He's doubled to left center. This is taken out in right center. Just his 3rd home run of the year, his 11th driven in. And it certainly qualifies as our 4th home run replay.
I was pretty pumped.
I'm not thinking you'd get one out there. You can understand it.
Here's the thing about Mondesi. The scary part is he came into this game, and I know it's limited action, but he was hitting the ball about half the time up the middle. And that ball was not far from center field either.
I think he's got a chance to be a pretty good one. Swing the bat from both sides of the plate. A little more advanced from the left side these days, as you would expect for young switch hitters. But we've seen his skills at shortstop, and there's not much that he can't do down there.
That's in there for a strike. We were talking about the mustard guy, and you go onto Twitter and look for Heinz. You click like, and this is who you're clicking like for. You see the phone's on top of the mustard, so you couldn't really tell if you're his wife there.
Most amazing thing, though, was that he was able to get all of that conversation in without getting any mustard on his phone.
Yeah, how did that happen, actually, physically? It doesn't really make sense.
Nope.
And you see he goes after the mustache, which is not at all where there's mustard. And then she finally kind of peeks around the corner. It says, hey, no, not there.
Yeah, that didn't come off easily. Well, it was on for like, what, 6 innings?
It was about half an hour to an hour, I think. To left field. Polka's back at the track, and he has it sized up. Ricky Renteria has said that Polka feels more comfortable and looks more comfortable in left field. And there he got back on a ball that was right near the wall. He started in right.
Well, look, you have to admire a couple things about him. One is that he hits the ball really hard, but from the defensive side, he's worked hard on making himself the best outfielder he can be. And that being said, there's not going to be any gold gloves in his mantle anytime soon. However, all he's got to do is become a serviceable occasional outfielder, and that bat will play.
You would imagine the bat's going to improve as well. This is first extended time at all at the major league level, the first 2.5 months of his major league career.
And when he does hit them, they are hit awfully hard.
0-2. That's a fair ball down the line. Can't escape a Royals game without a Whit Merrifield hit, it seems like.
That's 30 doubles this year.
It's just a mammoth season for a team that has really struggled. 27 wins, but he has made his presence known. He's 2 doubles from his career high, which was 32 last year. You think he's going to get there?
I would think so.
Feel good about it. There's a strike to Bonifacio, whose 7-game hit streak is at the edge of the cliff.
Like he might have hurt his left hand on that swing as he's trying to shake off the effects of it.
So with that double for Merrifield, he now pulls into a tie for 3rd in Major League Baseball. He's behind only Eduardo Escobar with his 35. Alex Bregman had his 31st earlier today, and Francisco Lindor tied with him at 30. That runs over the corner for strike 3. Gomez punches out Bonifacio. Downstairs, Leila Rahimi.
Got an update for you on Avi Garcia. He worked out a little bit on the field. We saw him run, do some light workout, and Rick Renteria had said that it's possible we'll see Avi Garcia by the beginning of the second half of the season, but no guarantees. So that one's still a little up in the air as we get ready for the break.
Yeah, it seemed as though Ricky Renteria was leaving the door open, but we'll see exactly what happens when the Sox are in Seattle. Again, we mentioned this yesterday, Steve. The disabled list days do count during the break, so it is a full day even if you're during the All-Star break.
But the biggest thing about that is last time he had a hamstring issue was more severe than this time. However, he re-injured it trying to come back during a rehab a little too soon, and that's the thing they want to avoid this time. When he does come back this time, the way he was hitting the baseball, and it hasn't been that long that he will be off, assuming that he comes back sometime on that road trip. You'd like to see him come back as hot as he was. If that's the case, he's a very productive bat in the middle of this order.
Tim for out number 3. Royals do get a run, 10-1. For the update, look forward to the post-game show as the Sox will bat with Engel leading off here in the 8th, and Moncada and Sanchez. This to third. And there is out number 1. Close play. Engel is cut down. Sox fans, join us Thursday, August 2nd. Sox take on the Royals, 1:10 p.m. First 10,000 fans get a free Hawk Harrelson themed t-shirt presented by the Village of Bedford Park. Bring your business home to Bedford Park and win big. Get your tickets today by visiting whitesox.com or calling 866-SOX-GAME.
In the meantime, that was a real good play at third base and a good play on the other end with Duda picking it out of the dirt. But Dozier gave some ground and had to get it over there quickly with Engel going up the line, and he got him.
What a day for Yoan Moncada. At 3 for 3, 3 runs scored, a walk, a home run, a double.
Well, how about running it into a triple here?
If it lands.
Oh, it'll land.
Not in the glove, though. Knew it was coming. 2 down.
On the end of a cycle, the dream dies here in the 8th.
Very poetic. You're a young Robert Frost.
Could be Mark Frost with Lucas going to the mound.
It's true.
His uncle.
Co-creator of Twin Peaks, an author. Very smart man. One ball, 1 strike on Sanchez. Two and two. Sparkman with a very nice showing. 6 up, 6 down for him. And we'll go to the 9th in the final game before the break.
moment, and it is Lucas Giolito, who is off to a bit of a rocky start. But after the first inning, he just nailed it down. Well, ready to win his 6th of the year. Steady diet of off-speed pitches, good fastballs in good places. He went 6 1/3, no runs on 2 hits. What a day. As Hector Santiago comes in the ball game out for the 30th time, he's 3-3 with an ERA of 5.69.
Well, for Lucas, he finishes the day with 5 swinging strikes, 33 foul balls. That is a big number.
Most of them came really early in the game, but then he seemed to get his feel back for the off-speed pitches, a straight change, a couple of pretty decent curveballs, but he had great location with his fastball as this game moved along.
Pop-up. Match there for out number 1. The Xfinity Kids Zone overlooks left field and is accessible from all levels of guaranteed rate field. The space features batting and pitching cages, base running areas, and skill instruction from Chicago White Sox Training Academy coaches. While you're there, check out the latest Xfinity technology, including the X1 platform. X1 by Xfinity. It'll change the way you experience TV. One down for Duda. Sox trying to win the series against Kansas City and make it a winning homestand after splitting with the Cardinals. Sanchez against the Sun. Yolmer wins. 2 out.
Looks like Hector is started to pick up a few things from the other pitchers around as he's dropped sidearm a couple of different times, and at least to Duda was effective. Anything to give hitters a different look when you're a veteran pitcher, and that's what Hector is trying to do, and justifiably so. It's worked well in the early experimentation stage.
Strike 1. Yeah, that's been going around the Sox clubhouse. Shields, Joaquin Soria, Santiago.
Why not? Especially for guys who have been around a while, and hitters get to see that same release point over and over and over again.
0-2 on Orlando. Two strikes, 2 down, nobody on, 9th inning. The Sun decided it wants to see the final out. 0-2. He struck him out. And the Sox bulldoze the Royals heading into the All-Star break. 10-1 your final.
Sox win the series 2-1. Win game number 33 on this, the 95th game of this season. So a happy break for all. And we're checking out an interview to celebrate this big win by the Sox today.
33-62, the All-Star break record for the Sox. Kansas City 27-68, and the fireworks explode. Lucas Giolito 6 1/3, 2 hits, no runs for the Sox.
I thought, all things considered, it was just a great outing. It started out just like the one in Houston, where he was shaky in the first inning and then settled down and threw a gem. So you look at those numbers, they're very impressive. A great way to end the mythical first half of the season. And hopefully more of the same in the second half from Lucas and a lot of the young pitchers who gained a whole lot of knowledge the first part of this year.
So the Sox in their final game until Friday in Seattle. That whole West Coast swing will come after the All-Star break. And look, this first half has been up and down, more losses than wins. Ricky Renteria feels good about some of the progress of the Sox, and then maybe something to build on here in the last homestand going into the second half.
I would really hope that the Sox are by their injuries of the first half, because this year especially, both in the majors and the minor leagues, way more injuries than we're used to from this organization. There is no doubt that Hermie and his guys in that locker room do a great job of getting the players back. This year, just an inordinate amount of injuries set back a few of our younger players, and that's something you just don't want to see.
Let's go downstairs. Leila Rahimi.
Joined by Daniel Polka, 3 for 4, that big 2-out home run that really got you guys on the board and got this hit parade started. Tell me about the 2-out approach that this team had, because they scored 7 runs with 2 outs in this one.
Yeah, I mean, I think we were just locked in the whole day. You know, we've been swinging the bat good the past, well, 3 or 4 games, and I mean, it showed today.
You've had a very good month so far in July. 5 home runs in your last 11 games. You hit to all fields today. How well are you seeing the ball right now?
I'm seeing it better now. I mean, I had a rough one in Houston, and after that, I've kind of gotten back to where I was in Cincinnati, and yeah, I mean, I feel really comfortable at the plate.
Well, ending the break strong, so now you got 4 days off. What are you going to do with your All-Star break?
I'm gonna be at the beach in I don't even know what they call it. Beach in Chicago, whatever it is.
Yeah, they got like North Street, Oak Street.
Yeah.
You have your options.
Yeah, I'll be at all of them.
Okay, well, well-earned beach trip for you, especially with 3 hits and that big home run today. Daniel Polka, thank you.
All right, thank you.
Guys.
All the beaches. That's where you'll find Daniel Polka before the second half starts. Thanks to Daniel, thanks to Leila, as we say farewell to the first half of the season. For our producer, Keon Dolachaki, our director, Todd Benjaminson, our associate producer, Dave Ross, the technical manager, Mark Harper, and the executive producer, Greg Bowman, plus our entire NBC Sports crew. For Leila Rahimi, for Steve Stone, I'm Jason Benetti. So long from Guaranteed Rate Field. Coming up next, Subaru White Sox Postgame Live. You've been watching Chicago White Sox baseball on NBC Sports Chicago.